You said a couple of minutes ago that you said you feel their pain, other Mercedes owners. Can you expound on that a little bit?
Yeah, the cars do require maintenance and repairs that you may not expect on other cars. For example, brakes. I may have to put brakes on my car, two or three times before maybe a Ford or Dodge or something else. However, if I drive my car aggressively and hard, kind of like the way it's built,
Hmm.
my brakes won't fail and won't fade, where an American counterpart, Asian counterpart may. So, it's kind of the price you pay for the best brakes in the world. They require more maintenance. Um, in order for the suspensions to be so smooth and precise, there's rubber bushings that might need to be replaced more frequently than another vehicle. So there are some maintenance and repair issues with the cars to keep them up. Uh, and that's what I mean by that. So there are some things that, in fact, when somebody comes to us and says, "Hey, I'm thinking about buying my first Mercedes," we talk about some of these repair issues so they know what to expect. And it's amazing how many people go, "I think I'll stick with my Honda."
I like my Honda.
Yeah, because you need to be prepared for that if you're buying a car.
Right. Well, you mentioned the brakes. Why would they need to be replaced so often?
Because in order for the brakes to work at their peak efficiency, there's some wear that you have to have. Uh, Brakes are one of the trickiest things on the planet. So many manufacturers are making brakes, and how many times have you seen the ads? $99 brake jobs.
Yeah.
Well, you get what you pay for, right? They're going to be noisy, scratchy sounding, and um, just not a real high quality brake job. To get the proper quietness, the proper heat transfer, the proper pedal feel, um, proper fade resistance. And what that means is, if you're using your brakes a lot, maybe you're going downhill and using your brakes a lot. Brake fade is when the brake pedal actually starts to sink to the floor.
Mm.
Can you imagine how terrifying that would feel driving, 60, 70, 80 miles an hour on the freeway? And the Mercedes doesn't do that. BMWs don't do that. Audis don't do that because of the design of the brakes. The trade-off is brakes that don't last as long. I
Mhm.
think it's a good trade-off, honestly.